Xtile is a revolutionary concrete siding product. Perfectly suited for residential and multifamily housing, as well as low-rise commercial buildings. Xtile features a 10mm airspace between the tile and wall, therefore water and condensation cannot be trapped against the wall, creating mold or rotting. This product stands apart from other masonry products, such as stucco, because of its simple install process. But much more than that, it is produced with extremely high-quality standards under controlled manufacturing conditions. Xtile is produced in 4 dramatic colors, and it can simply be screwed onto the 3/8 of an inch plywood or OSB sheeting with corrosion-resistant screws. The 7 screw holes in every tile allow you to practically use every portion of the tile. When you tighten the screws, the bottom of the tile becomes tensioned against the wall. Color-matched urethane caulking finishes it off for a great look and durability. In this video, we are going to walk you through the easy step-by-step process and point out a few critical areas to make your installation run smoothly. You will need some basic, easy-to-find hand tools in order to make your installation fast and simple. A skill saw and grinder, both equipped with diamond blades for concrete use, carpenter's apron with cordless screw gun, wax marker, measuring tape, level, stapler, hammer, and caulking gun. Before we get started on our installation, let's take a look at a few components. You will need 1.5-inch flathead screws for installing the Xtile and 1-inch flathead screws for the flashing and J channel. Here you can see the starter drip edge at the top J channel. These will be installed with 1-inch screws. Next are wooden corner stops with a 5/8 of an inch recess. You will temporarily use this on the corners of the building for easy alignment and to give you a 5/8 of an inch overhang. You can use a couple strips of 5/8 plywood or cut a 2x4 like we have here. We will show you how to use and install these in a moment. First, you will need to choose a building paper, either traditional tar paper or any of the newer house wraps. It is important to take the time to install this correctly with overlaps to ensure any condensation or water will drain properly. Then install the starter drip flashing under the building paper as you would for other siding products. Now that your drip flashing is installed, we can work through the layout. Taking the time to properly figure out your layout will ensure the best installation. With the tile layout guide, you can see where your vertical tile joints will land on the wall. Xtile is designed to be installed on an offset traditional brick bond approximately 8 inches apart. In order to achieve tight corners, Xtile is designed with bumpers tapered at 45 degrees on the back of the tile. Factory tile edges must be used on outside corners and not cut tile edges. Now, install the corner stops as seen here. The tile will overhang the end of the wall 5/8 of an inch on either side. This extra distance needs to be calculated into your layout width. Once the corner stops are attached, you can now work up the entire wall quickly and easily. First, measure the entire length of the wall. Divide that measurement in half and mark the center of the wall. You will have a vertical joint on this center mark. Using the layout template, measure where the other vertical joints are going to be and where the last joint is going to land on the wall. This wall is 16 foot 7/5/8. Because the balance of this measurement is less than 8 inches, and because you are working with an offset pattern, your corner pieces will end up too small. To avoid really small pieces on both corners, move your center mark over by 4 inches and start installing from this new shifted center mark. Measuring from the bottom of the starter drip flashing, make a chalk line across the wall indicating where the top of the first row will run. Other horizontal measurements to consider are the ending tile height under the soffit, also under and over windows and doors. If possible, avoid horizontal cuts less than 2 inches. If you need to adjust this, cut the bottom. This particular layout called for the entire bottom row to be cut in order to avoid extra small pieces. Cutting the Xtile. First, measure and make a mark with a wax pencil as you can see here, or if you like, use a straight edge. When cutting the Xtile, we recommend using safety glasses, dust masks, and hearing protection. Start by pulling the saw backwards over the wax line. Doing this will prevent dust from covering the line, allowing you to see where you are cutting. Create a guide groove, then slowly work your way back and forth across the tile until you are through. You can use the edge of the saw, as seen here, to create a finished smooth edge, or use the grinder to finish the edge. A smooth edge will ensure good caulking joints. Cutting tile to fit around windows and doors, as seen here, is a similar process. Measure and make your marks. Then cut across the lines into the intersection. Tiles should not be cut into an L shape if the leg of the L is 3 times longer than the width of the L. If this is the case, to avoid breakage, just simply cut off the leg and install as 2 independent pieces. To finish off the cut, flip the tile over and cut off the excess. Touching up and finishing your edge can be done with the grinder. Sometimes small pieces cannot be avoided, as seen next to this window. Xtile is strong and can be cut as small as 1 inch if needed. That wraps it up for cutting tiles. Now onto installing the Xtile. Start installing your first row from the center. The first row is the most critical, so take your time and make sure it's done right. We recommend using 2 screws on the bottom rows and 1 screw in the following rows. However, if the tile seems loose or unsecure, you can put 2 or even 3 screws into it. Subsequent rows can start from the left or the right side. Give each tile an aggressive push, grinding it securely in the rail of the tile below. The starter flashing is used above windows and the J channel is installed underneath. Overlap your paper over the starter flashing at the top of the window to ensure proper drainage. At the top of an installation, as well as under windows, you will need a top J channel. This channel will hold the top tile in place. Once you get to the top row, measure and cut the top row tiles at least 1/8 of an inch smaller. This will allow you to simply put them in place. In order for the top tiles to stay in place, put a bead of caulking on the flange of the second last row of tiles. Ensure the tile is going to fit properly before applying the caulking. When you start the next wall, of course remove the vertical corner stops. To ensure a tight fit on the corner joints, chip off any excess slag at the top corner of the tiles. As seen, just a light tap with your hammer is all that is needed. Making a screw hole for connecting drainage pipes, mailboxes, and house numbers can be done simply by screwing through a vertical joint, or by putting the hole along the horizontal joint. First, determine where the hole is needed. Measure from the edge of the tile on the wall to get an approximate measurement. Then measure across the hole pattern of a tile to that closest distance. Now you can measure from the tile edge and chip the bottom to create a hole, ensuring you will hit the existing hole pattern of the bottom tile. Then just simply drill through the hole. To complete the job, caulk all the vertical and corner joints. This can be done in temperatures as low as -10 degrees Celsius. Once the vertical joints are caulked, the tiles will be secure. Xtile is designed for easy installation and a beautiful finish. For more information, go to our website or give us a call.